What's up, everyone? This is Brett from Rants. What is going on with The Witcher? It's like a show that literally cannot get out of its own way. It's basically done after Henry Cavill's exit and really just the bad publicity from season 3. But this just makes it even worse. Witcher producer blamed young American audiences for viewership decline. Listen to this. Look at this. And he says, in a recent interview with Polish news site Wyborcza, which was translated by the Witcher fan site Redanian Intelligence, producer Tomek Baginski explained that behind-the-scenes events like a script rewrite after an actor got sick led to a lot of controversial decisions being made in the show. While Baginski says he understands why viewers who read the books would be hurt by a sudden change in the show, the decision to simplify plot points like The Witcher's expansive geopolitics is often necessary when a series is made for a huge mass of viewers with different experiences from different parts of the world, and a large part of them are Americans. And I love how he singles out Americans in this, because we just don't know anything over here in America, apparently. And we just can't understand complex geopolitical things quite like other nations can, which is very odd because, America is usually involved in most of these geopolitical events that take place around the world. In a lot of ways is maybe even leading it. So the idea that he thinks American audiences are they just need a simplified geopolitical plot lines. And the idea, and this is another thing, the idea that he says, well, it's because of, sickness led to controversial decisions. Man, a lot of the decisions that they made on that had nothing to do with, that people are complaining about, had nothing to do with sickness whatsoever. So he's completely and totally missing the point. But it gets worse. Oh, it gets worse. It gets so much worse. I had the same perceptual block when I presented Hardcore 44, a never-made variation on the Warsaw Uprising abroad years ago, and tried to explain there was an uprising against Germany, but the Russians were across the river, and on the German side they were also soldiers from Hungary or Ukraine. Baginski told Wyborcza, for Americans it was completely incomprehensible, too complicated, because they grew up in a different historical context where everything was arranged. America is always good, the rest are the bad guys, and there are no complications. Buddy, I hate to tell you this, but that works in every country around the world. Like, Americans think good. Most Americans think good of America. Most people from Britain think good of Britain. Most people from Canada think good of Canada. Like, that's kind of a thing with human beings when it comes to that. It's not that our little brains can't comprehend things, but it just, I just hate the excuses for why The Witcher was bad. I just literally hate it. It just blows my mind. It really does. So we can't do complicated topics. And it says, this isn't the first time Baginski has blamed American sensibilities for certain show plot points. In an interview with the Polish YouTube channel Ponderabilia, Baginski singled out Season 2's low viewership as a byproduct of younger viewers who frequent social media sites like YouTube and TikTok for having short attention spans. Well, maybe, hey, he might have a slight point on that. But still, how insulting is this guy? It's like, no, I didn't make a bad product. It's just short attention spans. And Americans needing simplistic plots is the reason why I can't make this into a good series. When it comes to shows, the younger the public is, the logic of the plot is less significant. Those people grew up on TikTok and YouTube. They jump from video to video, Baginski said, adding that young folks gravitate more towards just emotions. Well, he made basically Emotionless Witcher Season 3, because I'll be at the end of the day, when it comes to Witcher Season 3, I think most people, the only thing that if they felt any emotion was maybe rage and boredom. But besides that, there was no, oh my goodness moments. There There was no shocking moments that made us go, you know what, this is an amazing show and this is a tearjerker or anything like that. It says when the interviewer chimed in and said they were part of the age range of viewers Baginski was talking about, the producer replied saying, okay, so it's time to be serious. Dear children, what you do to yourself makes you less resilient for longer content, for long and complicated chains of cause and effect. Anyone, if you had enough attention span to get to the bottom of this article, the entirety of The Witcher's third season is available to watch now on Netflix. I'm sorry, this is just so funny. Like, look, I'm not going to deny that people have maybe shorter attention spans than they ever had before. But if there is something that is good and will grab people's attention and keep it, I hate to tell them this, but people still really enjoy movies. They really enjoy movies, and that's in the TikTok era. So, the idea that you're saying, well, nobody can really understand complicated things or plot lines because of various different things like TikTok and YouTube bringing down their attention spans, I just feel like is a really naive and stupid argument. It's an excuse is what it is. Truth is people didn't watch The Witcher because it wasn't any good. That's why. I mean, it just wasn't any good. The second part of season 3 was probably one of the worst television I've ever seen in my entire life. I've never been so bored watching a show that I once loved. Like, it was just a huge drop off. It was just poorly made, poorly thought out. And of course, the way they did Henry Cavill is just ridiculous, and they should be ashamed of themselves for what they did to a show that had all the potential in the world. But anyways, guys, let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Do you think that this producer has a point when it comes to attention spans, or do you think maybe Americans are smart enough to be able to understand complicated plots and understand that The Witcher maybe sucks? I'm just saying. Let me know in the comments down below. Take care, guys.